Hey, it's Soul, and I'm about to confuse you with this Netherlight Crucible thing. This is supposed to be something that's going to complement our artifact weapons and give us a reason to farm for artifact power once again. As you may already know, artifact knowledge is going to be changed around for players. Everyone's going to be bumped up to artifact knowledge level 41 right away, and from there each week everyone's going to be gaining a level of artifact knowledge pretty much at the same time. So everyone's going to be gaining AP at the same rate. It's just a matter of going out and getting it your damn self. So this whole Netherlight Crucible thing, again, it's supposed to be something that's going to complement our weapons. In order to unlock it, you just play through the quests, and that's it. Basically, by the time you get to the third zone, the third subzone in Argus, you'll have unlocked the ability to use this Netherlight Crucible thingamajigger. As for what it is, it's kind of hard to say. It seems to be a way to empower. It seems to be a way to empower your slots, your relic slots, and give them certain kinds of traits and upgrades in order to kind of customize the way that your artifact, or I'm sorry, that your character works. At the very top of this tree, we see this thing called Netherlight Fortification, and all that does, it just gives you item levels, and you just put in a point into each of these, and then ta-da, you get it. So I apologize to all already for if things seem like unclear. It's just weird that each of these traits have, each of these relic slots have their own separate tree to it. But at the same time, the very first point seems to be shared among all three of these, because I unlock this one, cool, I put in a point. I unlock this one, I put in a point here too. I don't have enough to unlock this one. I activated the tree, but I wasn't able to do anything with it. But I presume that the next thing that I'll be able to do is to put a point into Netherlight Fortification. And that's what's eventually going to give me access to the second tree. As you can see right here on the tooltip, it says that this relic slot upgrades to rank 2 at artifact level 61. So I presume that you're going to be slowly advancing on this tree in order, going from left to right, from top to bottom. So I'm gonna go here, and then I'm just gonna go down to the second tree. So let's get down to the second tree, where I'm choosing between one of two pretty neat traits. I choose from a dark side or a light side, and I'll just kind of go over this really quick. I have Secure in the Light, which basically does damage, and it gives me a bubble. It's a proc. And right here I get Murderous Intent, which gives me a decent versatility boost on top of my Concordance of the Legion Fall. So basically, it looks like I'll choose one or the other. And from there, I would advance to the next tree, and then to the next tree, and then I come back here again, I think, and then I'll be able to advance, to the next tree. So I'm not quite sure what that means, to be honest. So just like on this first rank, how the points seem to be shared, it's hard to tell whether or not we'll be able to put points for each slot, or if it's all going to be shared. So like, let's pretend, right? Like let's say I put a point into Secure in the Light here, but then on this other tree I go into this holy side with Shadowbind, which I find to be a desirable skill, and on this third one I go for Shadow again. Does that mean I'm kind of screwed? Does that mean I won't be able to advance into the next tree? I'm not quite sure. So we're going to have to just kind of hold off on that. At the very bottom of this tree, once we get around to it, it seems to be populated by just existing artifact traits that we already have. Now, there are a total of 9 different kinds of skills that we get. But the weird thing is, like, if I pull up my actual artifact weapon, I have a total of 10 traits. 10 traits that can possibly populate within the Netherlight Crucible. So does that mean that one trait is going to be screwed? I don't know. That's in this case it is. I'm not going to bother looking at which one it happens to be, because the thing on top of this is almost all the traits that are here that you see, both on the second and the third tier, they're random, at least according to Wowhead. If you go to, basically what Wowhead said was that through their testing, they re-rolled like relic slots and characters and what have you, and the skills that were populated here, they came in different order, different combinations. In my case, you can see here I have Secure in the Light in the first relic slot, and if I go to the third relic slot, there it is again, Secure in the Light. So what the fuck does that mean? I don't freaking know. I'm just gonna guess that a whole lot of this is very incomplete and just not it's ready to be looked at. Apparently Blizzard decided that, but it's really not ready for me to really rate. And you know, I can't really know if I give a shit about this or not, because this is something that's, for the most part, kind of automatic. I am going to get artifact power. I am going to level up my concordance. So I am naturally going to drop down to this Netherlight Crucible guy and start pumping points into it. From there, it's just a matter of choice as to which route that I want to go. But there's just not enough information to say clearly, like, just how the process is going to go. Like I said, you know, I'm not sure what the idea is with populating these traits here randomly. They seem to be totally controlled by RNG, which is a derogatory thing to say right now. I just think that they just threw stuff on there, but for whatever reason, it's random. And then there's this blank button that you see up there. I don't know what the hell that is. It's to the right of the relic slots. I know you can't see my mouse cursor, but the fuck is it? I don't know. Maybe it's a way to re-roll these traits, which doesn't seem very intuitive or fun. I mean, I'd rather have a kind of set path. If I'm going to be branching off and making choices, at least make sure that those choices are things that I know that are going to be there. Don't make them random. That just seems a little bit weird and off-putting. But more than anything, we just don't have a lot of information, and Blizzard is just kind of counting on us to dissect it, and, well, here I am, kind of dissecting it. So, for one, the fact that these bottom traits are being populated by the ranked traits that we already know and are familiar with, that seems weird. Because, again, there's 9 traits, but then there's 10 but then there's 10 on our weapon. So what's going to get left out, and should I feel bad about what's going to be left out? We're not quite sure, because we don't have enough, I at least don't have enough artifact power to really tell like what the advancement is going to really be like when it comes to powering these things up. And then of course I don't know what the hell that empty slot is to the right of those relic slots. There's one last thing to mention, and that is the legendary ring that's going to come out in 7.3 as well. This legendary ring has the ability to basically strengthen the traits or whatever it is that we have on this weapon by 50%, which based on some of these procs, it feels like it's going to be pretty damn powerful. Like, let's pretend if I'm going down this tree, if I happen to get Secure in the Light, and on top of that I get Infusion of Light, and then the third one I happen to get Torment the Weak. I mean, these are all things these are all, you know, pretty dangerous procs that can make our characters pretty darn powerful. So it kind of worries me with regards to like the toolkit that players are going to have available to them. Like, this is a lot of damage and healing that we'll be able to get on top of whatever it is that we're already doing. As a tank, I already feel pretty unstoppable out in the world and being able to handle myself. And it feels like the Netherlight Crucible is going to make things feel really easy out in the world, to be perfectly honest. This is one of those things that make me a supporter of things like item level scaling with mobs out in the world. That's something that, you know, I guess I'm biased because I'm a tank, right? But that's something that I never really had a problem with, and something that I'm willing to accept, because that to me is more fun than just one-shotting everything and just blowing through everything. That doesn't give me a very fulfilling feeling. But again, that's just a feeling, and I'm sure that a lot of you just disagree with me. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just, you know, throwing that out there. But yeah, overall, this is just something. This isn't nothing right now. It's not something that I can really judge or speak much more of, even though I've been talking for about 10 minutes now. So just, hey, if you want to share your thoughts or share your kind of predictions as to what kind of system this is meant to be, hey, feel free. I'd love to chat with you and see what you guys think, and maybe you can help me understand exactly what's going on. So I'll see you guys for the next video, and stay breezy.